It's Rogue One, a Star Wars story on Jimbo Vision. Hello there, here I am with my take on Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Let's start with the facts. If space and time are indeed infinite, if there are infinite worlds, then Star Wars must actually have happened somewhere, must indeed be happening right now. And this film is what it must look like. A down-to-earth dispatch from the galactic frontline, a grim and slightly grumpy cousin to the main Star Wars series that rolls up its sleeves and does the dirty work left behind while the other films are off gallivanting around with lightsabers. It's Cinders to their Cinderella, or perhaps, given the heavy role that Bourne legacy writer Tony Gilroy took in last summer's reshoots, it's Bourne to their James Bond. More on those reshoots later anyway. Now, the story, set a short time before the original long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, Rogue One tells the tale of how the rebels got the plans that enabled them to destroy the first Death Star in Star Wars A New Hope, and also how the Empire managed to build a mighty weapon that was easier to blow up than a Samsung Galaxy 7. Directed with a relentless intensity by Gareth Edwards, it features some familiar Star Wars characters, including Darth Vader in perhaps his best scene ever, but mostly it focuses on a whole new bunch of faces. There's Felicity Jones as Jyn Erso, a spunky rebel who's grown up alone after, stop me if you've heard this before, Daddy was taken by the dark side. Alongside Jyn, but sadly not called Juice, is rebel spy Cassian Andor, tersely played here by Diego Luna. Good name that for a space movie. Alan Tudyk voices Cassian's big grumpy droid, K2SO, who's actually so acid he should be called K2SO4, and who is Rogue One's designated comic relief, although leaving the robot to deliver all the funny lines isn't always that effective, as they found with Chris Hemsworth in Ghostbusters. Elsewhere, there's a bit of Forrest Whitaker, there's Four Lions Riz Ahmed with a nervously winning turn as an Imperial pilot and Tyneside Moby song title Bodhi Rook. There's Donnie Yen as a crowd-pleasing blind monk with bare fighting skills, and Wen Jiang as his more conventional companion. There's also the very watchable Ben Mendelsohn as a sourly dyspeptic Orson Krennic, who's had more foul deeds than the chicken connoisseur. It is a fine cast, and they all do sterling work, but there is a limit equally to how much you'll care about these characters. The film's rather flat-footed script and hurtling pace means that Jyn, Rook, Andor et al. Never really get a chance to blossom. Still, there's so much else to see that you'll barely worry, with a steady stream of note-perfect Star Wars Episode 4 period references and a whirlwind tour of the film's first hour, featuring a sequence in the holy city of Jeddah depicting the rebels as a sort of mujahideen battling heavily armed invaders that feels downright subversive. Or indeed the epic finale with more TIE fighters than the entire Kickboxer series, probably the Star Wars film's most impressive battle sequence yet. Now, it is the second hour that sees Rogue One really slip its indie leanings to align more properly with the Star Wars canon, and it's interesting to ponder exactly what kind of a movie this was before last summer's hasty reshoots. Certainly, the original trailer features a bunch of stuff like this, and this, and this, none of which appear in the version in cinemas, suggesting that the changes were sizable. In the end, though, it all works, and Rogue One adds up to a movie that's simultaneously both world-weary and agreeably fresh. If I have one gripe, it's the music. Michael Giacchino's a great composer, and even played a stormtrooper in Episode 7, apparently, but Star Wars, without those famous John Williams fanfares, just feels wrong. Still, this is an entertaining, if not, for all the planets it blows up, entirely earth-shattering movie. Rogue One gets a 7.5 out of 10 on Jimbo Vision, a smart and remarkable new take on this beloved fable. Do give us your thoughts underneath, and at retweet too, why not? And we'll see you soon for more movie reviewing.